Guess I don't know what to say, Donald. Trying to figure things out, but don't seem to get nowhere.
There's nothing to say.
Suppose.
Will you both stop staring at me as though I were some kind of animal?
Were we staring, Donald?
Ma, sit down. Just sit down and wait.
Don't look too uncomfortable in here.
It's fine. I'm perfectly all right.
They're treating you well?
Of course they do. What'd you expect?
Nothing. I don't know, nothing. I've never been in one of these places before.
You're in the papers, Donald.
Am I?
Yeah.
What'd they say?
What you did? Just a small bit.
They had to put down our address and all, didn't they? So people would know where to write their rotten letters.
It's funny, ain't it? The letters people write. I wonder why they do it.
Because they're so righteous. Because they'll never understand.
Well, the judge was very nice.
Yeah, he was a nice man. Didn't make too much of a fuss or anything like that. Long time ago, a friend of mine who used to work beside me on the tracks, he went down to the magistrate court. I almost went with him. Didn't go in the end, though.
Pop, I don't feel like talking.
Well, I just don't understand what we're supposed to wait here for.
I told you once.
I didn't understand, Donald.
Don't you remember the judge asked if we had legal counsel?
Yes, I remember that.
You don't concentrate anymore, Mother.
Gary, I've had my headaches.
Judge asked if we had legal counsel and, well, because we can't afford it, he called up that society, that legal aid society. They're sending a man to talk to us.
What's he going to do?
I don't know. I don't know what he's going to do. I don't recall his name neither.
Crawford.
Yes, that's right.
What is Mr. Crawford going to do?
Honest, Tuma, just sit down and wait. You'll drive me nuts.
You shouldn't have done it, Donald.
Are you telling me something I don't know?
Well, Donald, we never brought you to act up that way.
No, we never did.
There was no need for you to have gone to college.
Well, what do you want me to do? Make believe it didn't go?
I don't know.
My God.
Not much comes through here.
Well, this isn't a pleasure resort.
Sun comes in all right, though.
Yes, the sun comes in.
You didn't do it. I mean, he started it. He hit first.
That's what I told the judge, isn't it?
I didn't like the looks of that other boy.
No.
I didn't like it at all.
No, he looked mean to me.
I guess. It's only natural. What were you even doing talking to him, Donald? I don't see how he fits in.
What do you mean you don't see how he fits in? I go to school with him, Ma. I take classes with him.
Well, still.
Are they going to keep you in here long?
Well, that depends. If they find me guilty, then yes, they'll keep me here.
How long?
I don't know, I'm not a lawyer.
This, Mr. Crawford, is he a good lawyer? I don't know if this society has good lawyers.
That's just too darn bad. If you happen to have a couple $100 laying around, we can get a first-rate one. Well, do ya?
No.
Then what are we talking about?
He was hurt bad, that boy.
I suppose it served him right.
Oh my, oh my, oh my, you people sure do know what's going on.
You told us you were all right, Donald. You said you had some money.
Well, what was I supposed to tell you? That I was starving? That I made just enough to eat and buy books? You can't go to lectures and take a steady job too. How much can you make setting up pins or cleaning tables?
Some people do it for a living. You even manage to have cars, some of them.
Sure, and they're up in their necks in debt and can't get out. This is crazy, crazy.
Glad to see you.
My name is Crawford. You're Donald Ford, of course.
Yes, sir.
I'm the boy's father.
And
How do
this
you
is
do?
my mother.
Mrs. Ford. Well, you know I'm from the Legal Aid Society, so I suggest we get right down to it. Now, you told the magistrate's court that you were unable to secure counsel.
That's right.
I may ask, Mr. Ford, what do you do?
I'm retired,
You're on pension.
burnt out. $25 a month from the railroad, 50 from the government, first war. I could get some kind of work, but they ain't too much for me to do, my age and all.
Yeah, I don't want him to do that.
Besides, if I get a job, railroad would cut the 25 a month.
I see. And you, do you have any private income?
Only a couple bucks I make on jobs.
Nothing steady.
No.
So then the entire income for this family is what your father gets per month.
That's right.
Do you have anybody, a relative who might be able to help out?
My brother, he did pretty well with his grocery store.
And have you approached him?
He died last month.
And you received nothing from him.
Left it all to his wife. She moved to Regina. Look, what do you want to hear? How damn poor we are?
Well, I must say, speaking on behalf of myself and not for the society, I'm rather surprised you're at college, Donald.
Is that so?
I'll make a report to the society and get back either this afternoon or tomorrow morning.
Do you think we'll get somebody?
I'm afraid I can't promise anything, but
Could you do
think
it?
you will.
Could you do it?
I'm afraid that's none of my business. Guard!
Do you think there'll be much of this in the paper? You know, how we can't afford our own.
I don't see any reason why there should be.
I didn't kill anybody, Pop. I don't rate publicity like that.
I know, son.
I'll be in touch as soon as I can.
I'm sure he's good.
You made him angry.
We're charity cases. I don't want their charity. Does that mean they're gonna give us some stupid bum who couldn't even defend his own mother? I want a good lawyer.
Well, it doesn't matter, does it? You didn't do anything wrong.
Go home, please.
We ought to.
Donald, you don't need a sweater or anything?
No, I'm fine.
The doctor's coming to see me this afternoon.
Good. I'm glad. Now go on, please. Guard, just don't worry about me. I don't want everybody worrying about me.
It's a burning day. Thinking about taking a drive outside of the city this evening. Perhaps go down by the lake and cool off.
Good idea. If you're really going to do that, you might pick me up.
Oh, it'd be a pleasure. I've made notes on the Ford case.
Ah, yes, I'm interested in that.
Well, the boy's definitely in need of some help. The family's finances couldn't be any lower. I talked to the boy's doctor, and he told me that the mother is in need of constant medical care. He set his price as low as he dare go, but it's still a drain. The mother's simply too sick to go to the city hospital and wait inside of the wards every other day.
All right, we'll appoint someone. Trials next week?
6 days.
Okay, there's Michelson, Perth, and Wilson. What do you think?
Michelson or Perth?
And Wilson? What does that mean?
What?
That smile about Wilson.
Nothing at all.
What's the matter, Crawford?
Sir, you've only got to examine the case.
You don't think Wilson could handle it?
Well, there's nothing difficult legally.
Then where's the difficulty?
Sir, you know as well as I do.
You don't think Wilson could overcome what you obviously consider a handicap?
Under normal circumstances, I wouldn't consider it a handicap. I never said that. If it weren't for the lad who's laid the charges,
Yes?
I'd say Wilson was fine for it. He's an intelligent lawyer. I don't deny that. I like him. I always have.
But you don't have faith in him here.
As I said, under normal circumstances, all the faith in the world.
I consider this case no more difficult than any other, and no less. Wilson has handled assault cases before.
Sir, you're putting me in an uncomfortable position.
Outside of personality differences, and variations in talent. I consider any qualified lawyer just as devoted to seeing justice done.
Ideally speaking.
But
Sir Wilson is a Negro. To put him in charge of this case would be stacking the cards, emotionally, I mean.
I don't agree.
I was simply trying to be reasonable.
Oh, is that what you call it?
I resent the inference in that.
Call Wilson, have him check on the fraud boy.
You're making a mistake.
No, you're making a mistake in assuming that I would, for 1 minute, hesitate on the grounds that you're suggesting. For 40 years, I've worked behind this desk. And for 40 years, I've been sifting through what I know of the world and the laws of the world. And many ideas, many things have settled out of that sifting. And over time and with age, they've become regimented and cemented. But I'm not unhappy about that because I know that they are the products of unemotional reasoning and they're right. And one of those things, Crawford, is that no man shall be judged by his actions, except by his actions.
I was simply trying to avoid any unnecessary difficulties.
And I'm simply trying to recognize one.
That's being purposely blind.
It's being intentionally optimistic. Now, are you still going driving?
Yes.
Excellent. Pick me up at 7:30. I'll enjoy a nice ride. Living by myself without a car, well, I don't like it.
I'll pick you up, and I'll call Wilson now.
You won't be able to speak to him right now, not until 6.
All right, you know what you're doing.
I think so. Oh, B, I'm late.
Not quite.
What's all the quiet about? Supper? Oh, is that why no one's talking? I get washed up.
I never heard him offer that before.
It's probably the last time.
More than likely.
Come on, Frank, supper's ready.
Frank, I noticed you got your name in the paper.
Oh, did he? What about?
Nice job he did on his last case.
You like the soup? It's a combination.
Combination what?
Try it.
Slowly.
When's your next assignment, Frank? Seems like to me like they're mighty far apart.
We're all right.
Oh, we will be, but there's always the future.
Ma's always worried about the future. Started worrying when she was 17. Now she's almost 60 and still worried. Won't have much to worry about.
Dad, quit looking out the window and eat your soup.
I expect to work soon.
When are you gonna get yourself a murder case now? That would be something.
Keep your mind off of murders.
I'll tell you something, son. You can't just sit around and expect work to fall into your lap. You've got to go out and get it.
He does, Ma. He doesn't just sit around.
He lacks energy. Doesn't drink enough milk.
Dad's a good lawyer, one of the best, you'll see.
Thanks. That's nice and patronizing.
Well, you are, aren't you?
I don't know. I work hard.
Ma thinks that any minute now we're gonna be evicted.
Well, you can't expect me to feel any different. All I have to do is look back at the life me and your father lived, and it's enough to scare me to death. In and out of houses and rooms. Like some sort of rat in a cage. I married your father in one room, and we went straight into another. Him working on the roads, me in the laundry, rushing in and out of different places all our lives. Every morning I wake up, and when I see those same four walls around me, I just about faint in surprise. I just don't want to go back to any of that room business.
Have some confidence, Ma. I'm doing fine.
You deserve it. Nobody deserves it more than you do. You put yourself through college. I thought the years would never end. Working all the time.
Sounds great.
You're gonna be the real man of this house, Dr. Wilson.
Who wants to be a doctor and patch people up? I'd rather be Sugar Ray and have people patch me up.
You're too young to be so smart.
Oh, Ma, I'll get it. Hello? Oh, so Wilson, senior or junior? Oh, okay. Pa, it's for you.
Yes? Yes, Mr. Crawford. I can do that. What's his name? Ford. Donald. Will his parents be there? I see. All right, tomorrow at 9. Thanks a lot.
The legal aid?
Something coming up next week.
You do a lot of work for them. It'd be nice if they paid you for it.
It's for people who can't afford to pay.
Still, I don't see why you have to do so much work for them.
It's the best way for me to get known.
Just about the only way there is.
I think I'll take Ted to a softball game tonight.
Don't keep him out too late.
Oh, maybe 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning.
Too smart for his age is right.
Time is it?
Just gone 9.
He won't be on time, you'll see. Why should he? We're not paying him to be.
My name is Wilson.
Sure, you would be.
I'll be representing you next Friday.
We were expecting,
Mrs. Ford?
That's right, my mother.
I'm the boy's father.
I'm glad to know you.
Same here.
I'm sorry to break in. I'd like to talk to you alone, Donald.
Sure. Guard?
We were just going.
I'm really sorry to break in.
Oh, no, it's fine. We were just leaving. We'll come back later.
Okay. Can you grab me some cigarettes?
You know the charge against you?
Yeah, I know.
Do you know how grave it is?
Yes, I know how grave it is.
Considering what you did to the boy, if things went badly, you could be facing 2 years or more.
Yeah, that's a long time.
You'll have to tell me exactly what happened.
Do you even know the guy was supposed to have beaten up?
No, I don't. I'll be checking on his side of the story when I leave here.
Oh, yeah, that's just great. You don't even know who it is. Fine. Wonderful. It'll be very interesting.
Will it? Why?
Oh, wait. You'll see. You'll be real happy.
Take hold, Donald.
I'm fine. I just don't want to talk.
You're a college student.
Yeah, I go to college.
What are you taking?
Science.
Tough course.
Some guys breeze through.
Not you?
I'm all right.
I heard you're working your way through.
Trying.
I did that too.
Look, what does it matter? What's the difference? I go to school, I don't. What chance have I got? If I don't get off, everything goes down the drain.
We'll have to go through the details of this case, detail by detail.
Later.
Sit down and relax. It'll go better that way.
No, I don't want to sit down. I don't want to talk. Is that so hard to understand? I just want to think, is that so bad? Can you just leave me alone for a while? Oh, yeah, it's just great. It's gotta happen to me, no one else, just me.
What's the matter?
Can't you just leave? Don't I have the right to, I don't know, think for a minute, please?
I'll be back directly after lunch. While I'm gone, I'll check on the other side of the case.
Go ahead, you do that.
Guard? I suggest you lie down and get some rest.
Tomorrow, come back tomorrow.
All right, but we can't waste time.
Great. Just great.
Frank,
Hello, Grant.
you should have told me you were eating lunch here today. I'd have waited for you. Why suffer the food in City Hall all by myself?
That is a heck of a tie you're wearing.
Oh, it's my good mood tie.
You must be floating on air.
I am. My wife informed me this morning that I'm going to be a father again.
That's nice.
For the 4th time, that's an achievement.
Why not? An assistant crown prosecutor ought to be able to handle that.
I hope so. What are you doing?
I've got a legal aid case.
Interesting?
Assault.
Not so interesting. Some Jarvis Street type knock his wife around?
Not quite. It's a college boy.
Ford?
That's right.
I'm handling the prosecution.
I thought you might be.
You do a lot of work for the society, don't you?
I like it.
They'll wear you out. Couldn't they have put someone else on this?
Why? I'm available.
I know. Do you know the boy whose parents laid the charges?
I came here to find out all about it.
This picture's in the paper.
Let's see.
It's one of the scandal sheets.
Where is it?
About halfway through. How's the family, Wilson?
They're all right.
Seen the boy in motion. College game.
Nice looking boy.
Yep.
We just wanted to tell you what he said, Donald.
I don't care what he said.
He's your uncle, Donald.
Does that make him a brain or something? The man's got an IQ of 20.
Donald, what's that?
Don't ignore him like that, Donald.
He's nothing, a bum.
Your uncle almost could have been a big man had that deal gone through.
He always had a deal just about coming through, didn't he? But nothing ever happened.
Some men just don't have luck when it comes to final step, you know, but he's a smart man. You can't deny that. He's got no money, but he's a smart man. And he says it's wrong for this fella to defend you.
That's exactly what he said.
Why? Did he say why?
You know why.
No, I don't, so tell me.
Oh, there's reasons, Donald.
Oh, yes, I'll bet there are.
I don't know what's the matter with you, son. I really don't.
I'm tired, I'm bored. I've got things on my mind. I want to get out of here.
According to your uncle, there's not much luck of this Wilson fella defending you proper. After all, the other boy's a Negro, and it don't seem right or plausible that he'll rip that boy's story apart or even get him sent to jail. He just won't.
Being the same color and all that.
I don't know what the society was thinking of doing that.
Oh, wow. I never thought I'd live to see the day. Never. Now, who's the one who's been giving me a story all my life about people? How good they are no matter what.
I did.
You?
Yes, I did.
Didn't you always tell me that?
Yes, I did, and I mean it, but it's different. Things are different. Your uncle says...
My uncle said what?
Well, your uncle's known a few, and he tells things about them, you know.
Such as?
Things.
Well, what do you want me to do?
Well, there's only one thing you can do.
What we figure is that you ought to call up the society and tell them that you want a new man, you know, just to make things fair.
Yeah, but you don't even know this guy.
And neither do you.
At least I talked to him. I know he's a smart guy.
Well, Donald, he might be and all that, but it does seem funny them sending him. I don't know if they want you to get off. You didn't say anything to make the judge angry.
Ma, please.
No, it don't seem possible. Donald, I know you've had a lot of learning in school and all that, and your ma and me, well, we don't know half the things you know about chemistry and things like that, but we've lived a good deal longer, and we know a few things, and now, I can't say anything about you going off to school when by your rights, you should have been here working, but...
We wouldn't be here, I'm certain of that.
Oh, well, that's neither here nor there, but what sure is, this ain't right.
Oh, it's kind of crazy.
That's true.
No, he's the lawyer. That's all there is to it.
You want to go to jail.
Don't be funny.
Well, you must.
Trial's in 4 days. You ought to call up the society in case the other men are tied up.
Look, Donald, we don't want to hurt nobody, okay? He may be a nice man for all that. Me and your father once, we had a janitor. He was a very nice man. But we've got to look out for you first. He'll have plenty of other work.
Ma, he doesn't even get paid for this.
Well, he should just not do it then.
What kind of reasoning is that?
So, are you going to call then? I could do it, but I'm not much good on the telephone, you know. But your uncle says he could do it quick as a wink. I don't know what you're objecting to, Donald. I really don't. We're not going to put anybody out. You just tell this Wilson fella that you've changed your mind.
Do I tell him why I changed my mind?
Well,
Suppose you tell him.
Donald, I'm not against him. Don't make out like I am. It's just common
boy,
sense. He
oh
won't make that
boy.
boy confess. Your uncle says...
Shut up! Will you just shut up? You don't even know what you're talking about. How do you know I'm not guilty, huh? How do you know?
I mean, we know you're not, Donald. You couldn't be.
Well, maybe I am. Maybe I deserve to go to jail. What's the difference who sends me there?
Good morning.
Hi.
How do you do?
Fine. Just fine.
Go ahead. Tell him. Donald.
We've got to go.
That's it. Run away.
We've got to go. You can do it, Donald.
Tell me what?
Nothing.
Something you didn't tell me about before?
No, nothing like that.
If you're holding something back, Donald, or if you're not happy with me,
What are you talking about, happy with you? How about you? Are you happy with me?
I don't know what you mean. You're my client.
I guess you read the paper.
Which?
The one with Edison's photo?
I was shown it. The paper's notorious for scandal mongering.
That's all you think?
I have no right to think otherwise. We discussed your fight with this boy, Edison. You made no mention of his motivation they wrote about.
You don't believe them.
I have no cause to.
You know, it could have been what they said.
Was it?
Can I ask you a couple questions?
Go ahead, if you don't waste time. We'd better complete our brief.
How long have you been a lawyer?
About 6 years.
And you handle all kinds of cases?
All kinds.
I thought so. All kinds of people?
What are you driving at, Donald?
Just asking.
You're dodging me.
Yeah?
You're talking in circles.
You're a pretty confident man, aren't you?
What's that got to do with it?
Nothing.
Let's get on with the case then, shall we?
Have you ever handled a case like this?
Assault?
Never mind.
You're a clever boy. You're not curing me for amusement. If we're gonna get along, and I think we are, keep it straight, out in the open. What do you want to know?
Did you ever know Edison?
No, I never knew him.
You want me to be honest with you, don't you?
Donald, there is nothing more important to me.
I'm not a dumb guy. I don't fall for any line they throw at me. I make up my own mind about things, so this isn't anything that I haven't already thought about. You know what I mean?
Yes, I do.
I want to know how you stand. I don't want to go to jail. 5 years in jail now, and I'm licked.
We'll try to see to it so that you don't go to jail.
And Edison?
What about him? If he's made an unsubstantiated charge against you, it'll be thrown out. Or you can file a countercharge if we find out he provoked the fight.
You'd see him go to jail.
Of course.
Got a smoke?
Is that what's worrying you? That both Edison and I are Negroes?
I've been thinking about it.
Well,
It's bothering me. I can't help it. It's on my mind.
what do you want me to do, Donald? Defend myself?
I want you to talk about it. How's this gonna work?
All I can say to you is that I'm a lawyer.
I know that.
That's all I should need to say.
That's not enough. 5 years.
Who put this in your mind?
Nobody.
Your parents?
I said nobody.
Then you yourself, do you feel it will make a difference in how I handle your case?
I don't know.
Then let's stop fencing and get to work.
You're gonna make me mad.
How am I doing that?
I asked you to talk about it. That's simple, isn't it?
Not so simple.
I want an answer.
I can't give you one. The answer's in you, Donald.
Okay, fine. I'll put it all on the line. How do I know what's gonna happen in that courtroom? You're just like everybody else. You've got feelings.
Well,
When you see Edison, how do I know you won't start feeling sorry for him? I don't know how you feel about white people. Maybe you hate them. I don't know. I've never seen you before. You're just some guy they sent down, that's all.
All right, I'm just some guy they sent. Leave it at that.
This is crazy, plain nuts.
Yes, it is.
Just do me a favor. Let me put it as clearly as I can. I come from a joint where nobody can do more than read comic books. All my friends want, you can fit in a tin cup. Movies, dames, a job that pays off every week. Not me. I want more than that. I want it so bad it makes me shake thinking about it. I want to be a doctor or a research man, anything. But I want to be somebody, do something. Run, get out, do whatever I have to do, whatever it is. I want to go there. Do you understand?
I understand.
I went through high school with my folks hating it. I lived in the same house with two people who used to look at me as though I'd stuck a knife in them. They couldn't see past the kitchen stove and what was on it. But I don't blame them. They were scared. They still are. But not me. I went to college, and I kept on going. I've been fighting for 2 years, and I'm gonna kick down anything that stands in front of me.
What do you want me to do?
Just give me up, will you?
You actually believe that I would prejudice your case?
I didn't say that. I'm scared, that's all. I want to get acquitted.
You know nothing about my ability as a lawyer.
This has nothing to do with your abilities as a lawyer. You know that as well as I do.
If you're gonna drop me, you need to tell me straight out. Why? I want to hear it.
Just do me a favor!
Not that kind. I know that I can defend you fairly.
But I don't think you can. I want to, but I can't. Do you understand? And I'm not prejudiced, do you hear? I don't care what color you are, it's a feeling. I can't help it, I'm scared. I don't want to take any chances.
Donald, I know how you're feeling. I've come up against it before.
Well, slug me. Here, take a punch. Call me anything you want. Do something, please. Walk out. Get sore and walk out.
No.
I know what you want. Don't kid me, I know. You want me to say I hate you because you're colored, but I don't.
I'll go now. I'll come back later today or tomorrow. I'll work on the case at home from what you've told me.
Wait, cut it out. You can't just leave like that. You'll make me sick.
Guard?
All right, fine. Go
Let me
ahead,
out,
I don't
please.
care.
Phone the society if you'd like.
Sure, leave it all to me. Don't help me out. I don't care what you are, you hear? I don't care what you do. I'm not that kind of guy, I'm not.
Well, that's all there is on Smith versus Allen.
Fine.
Sir, there are a few things I'd like to discuss with you about the Ford Edison problem.
Is that so? New developments?
Seriously.
Well,
Have you read the paper?
how is it people read papers like that? I've always abhorred them.
Not just the scandal sheets. Look at this.
I didn't realize it was anywhere else.
This afternoon, just a few lines.
Utter nonsense. There are no such considerations. It's a simple assault.
Oh, sir, the university's become involved. That makes it potentially very serious.
Well, what do you want me to say? Except that it's unfortunate.
You're supposed to... Sir, I recommend you think very carefully about removing Wilson from the case. Now, I've thought about this from every angle. If he continues to stay on the case, and the subject becomes front-page news, which I'm afraid it eventually will, the public will be on our necks. They'll say that we knew the unhappy potentialities of the situation and encouraged it. They'll say that we were trying to prove a point at the expense of one of our clients. no matter how well-intentioned that point may be.
I didn't begin this to make a point publicly, but if I'm asked to defend what I've decided, I'd be happy to do it. And it wouldn't be to anybody's expense. In fact, it would be to everyone's benefit.
I think this has become a blind spot with you.
Is that so? What do you think, Crawford? Do you think Wilson can see this case through impartially or not?
I suppose he can.
Do you know that for certain?
Sir, I don't know anything for certain.
What's the matter, Crawford? Haven't you ever seen whites prosecute whites?
Yes. And Negroes have prosecuted Negroes before. I'm aware of that. I'm not saying that it's unusual.
So what are we talking about then?
Sir, the circumstances of this case are liable to turn an insignificant trial into a spectacular affair.
Then what do we do? Back down?
We use common sense. We withdraw for the sake of the society.
We resort to cowardice.
No.
Yes. Cowardice. I'm too old, Crawford. I'm too old to be a crusader, and I am working on the last years of my energy. I will not waste it championing causes better left to younger men. Now, I could do as you suggest, back down, and no one would say a word against me for it. No one would say I didn't do what I believe to be right. No one, that is, except myself.
Sir, there are certain compromises one has to make. Do you realize the ramifications of this if you persist in following it through? Who do you think will immediately take up arms and make this a cause célèbre? Sir, the communists grab at this sort of thing. They wait for any sign of race conflict to hoist their banners and fly into action. Now, Mr. Morrison, it's fine to be an idealist, but it is madness to become a dupe, to taint this organization.
I've got work to do, and I'm tired.
You say these are your last years. What are you trying to do, Mr. Morrison? Go out in a blaze of glory?
Crawford.
Now listen, I can't help but think that you're doing this just to satisfy your own vanity. Our job as lawyers is to allow the law to proceed without encumbering it with unnecessary hindrances. And I'm going to do everything I can to stop this.
You might even summon up enough assistance to force my resignation. Is that it?
If I have to.
Particularly since you're next in line for my position.
You are getting old, Morrison.
Can I get you some coffee?
No, thanks.
I haven't smoked all day.
That's good.
I'm going to cut it out entirely. What happened
When?
today?
Oh, just the usual day.
You didn't say a word during supper.
Nothing to say particularly.
Is it the Ford boy?
Yes.
You like him, don't you?
I admire him in a strange way. He's got animal courage and intelligence.
Are you worried about his chances?
Yes. No,
Not very clear.
it isn't that.
Just brooding, generally.
Look, Millie.
All right, I'm sorry.
I thought I had made a shell. I was so sure it was proof against anything. That boy just cracked it.
A shell, Frank.
When I came out of school with my diploma, I told myself there was only one thing to do: build a shell and hide in it. Every time I came up against it, all I had to do was pull down the blind.
What did that boy say to you?
He's thinking of getting another defense.
Why?
Can't you guess?
I thought you said he's got brains and courage.
You know it has nothing to do with intelligence. Millie, I've never felt so alone in my life.
Didn't you tell him?
What could I tell him? Was I supposed to convince him that white lawyers are not the only ones who can be impartial in any case?
All right.
Was I supposed to try to prove that to him?
All right, if he doesn't want you, let him go get someone else. Let him go to jail.
Is that what's right?
Is it right for you to be made to feel this way?
I know that I can defend him. I understand him. I feel a kind of sympathy with him. Isn't it funny? And he's a bright boy. He'll make something of himself one day. I know it. I'll come across him again, and he's gonna be somebody.
Whatever you want to do, Frank. Oh, I'll get it.
I'm Edison's father.
Oh, come in. Come
You
in.
must be Mrs. Wilson.
Yes, I am.
And you, of course, Mr. Wilson.
That's right.
I hope you don't mind my dropping by so late in the evening.
Not at all.
I won't stay long. I have some things on my mind. I thought I'd like to discuss them with you.
Certainly. Sit down, please.
I'll get some coffee.
Excellent. I'd enjoy some.
What can I do for you, Mr. Edison?
My son's difficulty has upset me a great deal.
I'm sure it has.
I was shocked when the hospital told me that my son had been admitted under a very critical condition, and when I heard what had sent him there, well, I was stunned.
It's a bad business.
You have a nice place here, Mr. Wilson.
Thanks.
I've heard about you. Friends of mine speak well about your abilities.
I'm glad to hear it.
If I didn't have a man handling my legal affairs already, I might consider you from what's come to my ears. In fact, if things keep going as well as they have been in my business, I might need a second man in the near future.
I don't do much of that work. I usually handle criminal cases.
There was hot water ready. I hope you don't mind instant coffee.
No, not at all. I like it better.
If you don't mind, I'm feeling quite tired.
Yes, go to bed, Millie.
Please excuse me.
Of course.
May I ask what you've come for, Mr. Edison?
It's difficult for me to say why. I hope you'll understand when I say it. I thought about it a great deal before dropping by.
What is it?
First, I should tell you this. When my son was able to talk to me, he asked that we forget about the whole affair, to look at it in light of it as being an unfortunate accident.
Yes.
He didn't want to press charges against the Ford boy. He claimed that they were really good friends and he didn't want to get him into trouble.
Then how did this business come to court?
I brought it there.
I see.
This is a case of racial violence. I wasn't going to let it go by unnoticed. Too many of us turn our backs on this kind of thing, hoping, pretending it doesn't happen. But I know differently. I say, bring all these incidents to light, examine them in front of the world. That's the intelligent way. Do you agree?
In certain circumstances, yes.
My boy was attacked because he is colored. I want the attacker punished, so I made my son press charges.
Wow.
The point is, Mr. Wilson, have you seen the newspapers?
About me?
Yes.
What about it?
Do you think it wise?
I'm not sure what you mean.
Don't you think you should be persecuting that white boy instead of defending him? This is a particular case as I see it. Now, ordinarily, I wouldn't see anything wrong with you acting against another colored person in court. Of course not. But we've got complications here.
What kind?
This is a case of racial violence. It doesn't seem right or tactful for you to for you to act on behalf of a white client. It's going to suggest disunity amongst our people, and we can't afford it.
Are you?
I'm simply saying what people are going to conclude.
Look, you've said what you came here for, and now I'd like you to leave.
You're colored, Wilson. You've suffered like the rest of us. You can't go into court and persecute one of your own race for the sake of an anti-Negro rioter.
Mr. Edison, I would like you to leave.
Not until I've made myself clear.
You've made yourself perfectly clear, and it revolts me.
Oh, it does it? What are you trying to put over? Take a look at your face. It's as black as mine. Don't you know that? What are you after? Publicity?
Publicity.
What are you trying to do? Show the white world that you can attack your own race just to prove you're as good as they are.
I told you to get out.
You can't be impartial. Don't kid yourself.
I'm a lawyer, do you hear? A lawyer like any other lawyer. I've got a case and I am going to see it through. That's all that counts.
You're a lawyer, a fine lawyer. You'd sell out your own people just to make sure everyone says that you're a fine lawyer.
Mr. Edison, before you make me do something we are both going to regret, you need to get out.
I am not going to allow you to hurt my son just so that you can make a few more white friends. I will do everything in my power to stop you.
Get out!
I can smash you, Wilson, if I have the mind to do it.
Frank, I heard what he said. You shouldn't.
Go away,
Frank,
honey.
Frank,
I could have killed him.
Frank, Frank.
I don't know why that grandson of mine never makes lunch in time.
Plays games all the way home.
You should
That's
be
why.
in any minute. Dad, you're not eating your beans.
I hate beans. I hate beans more than anything else. And if I hate beans, why do you women insist on heaping my plate full of them?
They're good for you.
I hate beans.
Will you hush up about the beans?
What are you so fierce about? And why aren't you working?
I'm resting this morning.
Never make a dollar resting.
You never made one working.
Is that so?
That's so.
Well, if you feel that way, I can just go out and get myself a job.
Doing what? Watching the pigeons?
Can't you eat in peace? I am sick and tired.
You're late again.
Gee, I didn't notice.
Wash up first.
Wow, what a morning did I have. Did I ever get into a fight? I washed up after school.
A fight? What do you mean?
You've been proud of me. Bam, a quick right, slap, left into the jaw. I did great.
What did you fight about?
Oh, they're all talking about it, especially these two.
About what?
Dad.
What about him?
I really defended you, Pop, just like Sugar Ray would have. Well, it all started when one of the guys, he knows Edison's kid brother, they said they don't want you.
Who don't want it?
Both of them. It's a real scrap, ain't it, Pop?
What's he talking about?
Edison's old man, he's afraid, and so is the other one in jail. I told them all to drop dead, and then we started going.
You still ain't clear. What happened?
You might as well know, Dad.
I'll tell them. Nobody wants me to handle this case because they think I am prejudiced. But I'm the only one who isn't. The only one who isn't. Now, eat and forget it.
Well, I guess you just not do it then.
Of course not. No sense in making trouble. No point in making a problem.
I'm not making a problem. It's already there.
Best thing is let it lie.
We'll all be in for it if you don't.
Yes, that's right. That's just what I expected from you.
Frank.
Frank.
Forget it, Ma.
Frank, don't do it!
I hope he doesn't act foolish. I hate these rotten beans.
Suppose I call the Ford people, talk to them.
Just take me off it, Mr. Morrison.
Is that what you want?
It's best.
I never expected you to back down, Frank.
Take me off.
What if I refuse?
You have no right to refuse.
I have. You're a lawyer. I've assigned you a case. Go and do it.
It's no good.
Why did you become a lawyer? To make money? To avoid trouble?
You know that isn't why.
It seems to be.
I became a lawyer because there is nothing else I want to be. Nothing. It's my life.
If you back down now, you'll regret it for the rest of your days.
The society is not going to go out untouched.
I'll worry about that.
How is a man supposed to defend a client that hates him?
Are you sure he hates you? He's afraid, and sometimes it looks like hate.
Words are no good, Mr. Morrison. I used to believe they helped, but I know better now. Feelings. Feelings are much stronger than words.
Go to the jail. Talk to the boy again.
Why should I?
Answer me this. Do you feel capable of handling the legal aspects of this case?
Of course.
Then what the heck are we talking about here? Go to the jail and break that boy down. Don't come crying to me. I am not your mother. Go to the jail, get that boy on your side, and fight his case. Go on. Go on.
You should have been a middleweight.
I am.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Morrison.
Get out of here. Go on. Miss Friedman, could I get a number, please? Ford. William Ford.
What do you want?
I want to defend you.
Leave me alone.
I want to know about your fight with Edison.
What for? You're not gonna be my lawyer anyways. My dad's phoning the society.
The society is phoning your dad.
Yeah?
And until they tell me I'm off, I'm on. And while I'm your counsel, I'm going to get the information I have to have.
I'll get you thrown out.
Donald.
What?
Why did you and Edison fight? Were you always enemies? I want the truth.
What are you talking about? I liked Edison. I never had a better friend. He's smart and he's quiet, just the way I like a guy. He doesn't spout off all the time. And when he does say something, I know what he's talking about. He's like me 100 ways, you know what I mean? He wants the same things.
Then?
We just fought, that's all.
You told me he started it.
Did I?
Was that the truth?
I don't know who started it. We came in off the gym floor, the other guys went into the lockers.
And?
Look, the more you hear, the less chance I got with you.
Tell it to me.
We were just talking, you know? Stuff. And he said one of the guys on the team was roughing him up, pushing him around without any reason.
What guy?
Oh, a guy.
Then what happened?
I told him he was crazy. Nobody was trying to push him around. He kept on trying to say there was.
Why did he say this fellow was manhandling him?
Oh, God, you know why.
Then?
We were in the locker room. I told him I know this other guy and that it wasn't like that at all. He didn't care colored or white. He would have never done it. Made me sore talking like that. I started feeling that it wasn't just the guy he was accusing, it was me. And the more I argued for him, the more I started to feel that I was really arguing for myself. Yeah, cut it out. You're making a big thing. He wasn't doing anything.
He was shoving me around. I can tell when I'm being pushed.
You're nuts.
What are you getting all sore about? I tell you, he was giving me a time.
Look, he doesn't care whether you're green, blue, or orange, okay?
Yeah,
You know, not everybody gives a hoot.
maybe.
What do you mean by that? Do I give a hoot?
I didn't say.
You figure I do. Look, tell me.
Who knows?
I don't like that, so stop it, will you?
Let me go.
Come on, Edison, what are you trying to do? I don't want to hurt you.
You're just the same.
Shut up, you rotten son of a...
Go ahead. Go ahead. Say it.
Shut up!
Say it.
Shut up! Dirty nigger. That's what I was yelling. Dirty nigger. Nigger. Why? Tell me why. I loved him like a brother, I swear it.
You broke his jaw.
I know. I know.
He was badly cut when he fell against the locker.
Cut it out, will you?
You could have killed him.
Shut up!
Could you hit me? Could you knock me down?
Leave me alone.
Just because I'm colored too?
What are you trying to do?
Can you do it? Can you hit me? Go ahead, Donald.
Don't be ridiculous.
Do you want me to defend you?
What do I care?
Do you think I could do it?
Of course you can do it.
Do you think I would be fair?
You mean you still want to take this lousy case?
Very much.
For the love of heaven, why?
Because I know exactly how you felt when you slammed into Edison.
You do?
Yes, I've felt the same way lots of times.
Yeah. I bet you have.
I'll go and prepare your defense now.
What do you think?
We'll have to wait and see what happens.
Wilson?
Yes?
I guess you meet a lot of guys like me.
Not quite like you.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Good morning.
Good morning. I wasn't expecting to see you here.
I had business downtown. I thought I'd come and see the beginning of the trial. Starts at 10?
On the dot.
It's a beautiful day. Lots of sun.
Beautiful. As I always do before a trial, shaking like a leaf.
And the boy?
He's okay.
What's this? Did legal aid move its offices? Brutal morning. Hot.
Is it? I didn't notice the heat. If you gentlemen will excuse me, I've got business to attend to.
I'll be leaving in 10 minutes. Call me in the office.
Yes, I will. And see you in court, Jameson.
Well, he's a happy one, isn't he?
He just feels the same relaxation a boxer feels when he knows win or lose, he's in control again.
I gather you spoke to Ford's parents?
Oh, we had a chat.
I can imagine. Well, I'm off too. Coming?
Right.
Order in the court. All rise. The first case, Your Worship, the Queen versus Donald Ford.
Your Worship, I represent the Crown in this case of the Queen versus Donald Ford.
And who is for the defense?
I am, Your Worship.
Proceed.
Call in William Edison, please. William Edison. It is stated that on the 14th of March, regarding circumstances, which I will describe in a moment, that you were willfully attacked and injured by the defendant, Donald Ford. Is this so?
Yes, sir.
During the fight, you suffered a severe concussion and broken arm.
Yes, I did.
Would you please like to explain to the court how the fight came about?
We were playing basketball, and when we came in off the court, I told Donald one of the guys was pushing me around because I was colored. He said it wasn't so, that I was imagining it. But I wasn't.